Today's project is I'm trying to make a console so I can put the chart plotter and the radar screen by the steering column. So I have to make a nice console so to put as I say, chart plotter, radar, and also I have to install a VHF radio outside. I got two radios, so I'm going to install the one radio outside. Now I do not have a lot of material here because we're out of nowhere, so I have this remnants of wood and a panel, so I'm going to try to put it together. I already took a line from the electrical panel to the steering, and I didn't want to make any holes on the floor, so I came up on the column of the steering. So let's see what's going to happen. Now I open a couple holes so I can put the scroll blade, just a blade that you can kind of easily make a little turn, and I'm going to remove the inside so I can insert the radar unit. The radar is in, so I have to make another hole for the Lowrance chart plotter, and also I'm going to put some knobs so I can put some off and on switches. The knobs are going to go somewhere around there. So I'm trying to make now the bracket that is going to hold the console. So I had this stainless steel piece, so I cut it right here, and I want to make it such a way that I can put it on the steering post and attach the console right here, but I want to be able to remove it in and out without destroying the post, without making any holes. So I'm going to make a bracket such a way that it's going to hold inside the post. We'll see how it's going to go. So the box, I cut the box out and I installed the radar and the Lowrance, the GPS chart plotter, and also I did put some switches there. Now the problem is I didn't calculate enough for the connections. Apparently the connections to the GPS at the back, they're really thick and knobby, so I cannot bend the wires. So the box is kind of, it wasn't wide enough inside to accommodate. So I had to drill the holes so I can go through. And right now I'm installing the electrical. This is where the negative is going to go, the negative ground, and that's where the positive is going to go on the switches. Also I have to make sure that I don't get too much interference for the radar. Now they are close in proximity to the compass, so I don't know how that is going to affect it. Anyways, I'm always using the GPS chart plotter compass because it has a true and magnetic on it, and we'll see how it's going to go. And also I did cut the bracket. I made a bracket to accommodate the box. Now the bracket itself, I made it in such a way that it's not screwed into the tubing. It just sits, and like you can see right there. So it's pretty solid, but I wanted to make it such a way so I can remove it anytime that I want to. Just unhook the wires and remove the box. Well, to be honest, it didn't go exactly as I wanted to, but anyway, I'm gonna make it work. So I finished all the wiring on the board here, and I'm gonna try to connect. The other issue I had is that when I hooked up the Lowrance, it wasn't coming on, and then I measured everything, power was going on, but the Lowrance wasn't coming on. Then I find is that this little hole there was all corroded. I cleaned it up, but I guess it doesn't fit snug tight anymore, so the Lowrance wasn't coming on. As you see here, I cut a little bit of strands of wires and I inserted in the hole there right to get a better connection, and it did come on. So I have to address this. As you see, the hole is a little bigger and it's not making a good contact, but when I put the strands of wires, it worked. To finish the console, so it's all mounted. It's got VHF, the light, and I just cut a stainless steel plate and I was able to put it up there. And I also installed the air horn. I always had a hard time trying to find the canister with a horn, so I installed the air horn right here. Well, I just found out that when I switch the horn on, it shuts everything off. So I think this little motor there takes a lot of power out of the line, so I'm going to have to separate it and put it direct to the battery. And I just put on the radar. And I put all the switches, radar, GPS, the high beam that shows right on the deck, the horn, and the compass light. Now, it's not the best console, but at least until I find an alternative, it's going to have to do. The radio is right here, and we have another radio inside by the chart table. And I really like to have a radio out here because you can communicate better rather than going down or having the portable. And of course the GPS, Lowrance GPS. Oh, I gotta put the thing on. There it is. There it is. So everything seems is functional, a good spot, so it's visible. And as I say, for the time being, it's gonna do. It's not waterproof, so I'm gonna have to put a cover. But overall, I guess it's not that bad. Okay, let me press the radar here. Start transmitting. It's on 12 miles. Range 24. Now let me see. There's a boat out there, but I don't know how far. Anyway, there's the rain and the storm is coming in. You can see it right from the clouds, and I can see the fishing boat is coming. So we're gonna close the hatches and get back inside. I was just about ready to go for a bike ride, but the storm is here, so I won't be able to go. Anyways, So overall, it's not that bad. And again, it's just for materials that were available here, and just make the box. Cheers.